Okay, so this next one, it is from 3 years ago, a little bit of an older one, and it's titled, Am I the Asshole for Going No Contact with My Parents After Learning They Had Lied to Me About My Allergies All My Life? Hey everyone, I am 19 years old and my parents are in their 50s. For as long as I can remember, I have been allergic to several things: dairy, wheat, flour, gluten, legumes. Since I was a young child, my parents have completely kept all of them out of our house. While other kids ate breakfast cereals, I ate fish and assorted pickled vegetables for breakfast. While other kids had Lunchables, I had grilled chicken or fish with, again, assorted vegetables, usually sweet potatoes. While other kids ate birthday cake at the birthday party, I had an apple. I never questioned this until a couple of months ago. I was at my aunt's house for my birthday party, and she made brownies for everyone. For me, she took great steps to make them with almond flour and avoided all of my allergies. I started eating them and thought little of it until my aunt suddenly looked at me and, in a panicked way, asked which plate I took the brownies from. I pointed from the one where I got my brownies, and she immediately stood up and told me we had to get my EpiPen. She raced to ask my mother for it, and I sat there scared out of my mind because I had never mistakenly eaten flour before. I noticed my mother had calmed her down, and then she said that we don't need to worry because she had switched the plates of brownies, and after all, I had eaten the ones made with almond flour. I found this incredibly odd because, really, why would she swap the plates? That doesn't even make sense. But for the time being, I let the issue rest. It didn't sit well with me for about a week, and I finally went to get an allergy test. The doctor started with a skin prick test, and lo and behold, I didn't react to any of the above substances. Then he ordered a blood test, and when the results came in, they said that I had absolutely no intolerance to any of the foods I'm supposed to be allergic to. I was furious and called my mother. She eventually admitted that she lied to me because she wanted me to be on a Paleolithic diet and wanted me to be able to avoid all temptations. She raised me with a lie about her own health, but she keeps insisting that I try to see it from her perspective. She spams my phone with messages about how healthy I am, that I never had acne, that I have been in great shape my whole life, that I have strong teeth and bones, and even that I got onto a D1 college tennis team. She has started calling me ungrateful for her intervention and insisting that I really should be glad I never got, quote, carb addicted. I don't know what to think. I carried around an EpiPen for all those years, one that I suspect may be fake, seeing as my mother never got me to replace it, and I don't even know anymore. Am I the asshole and ungrateful for losing it over this?
Well, this person just found out that they were lied to for their whole life.
Yeah.
So, no, not the asshole.
Not at all.
And your feelings are your feelings, and your feelings are valid. Let's not gaslight anybody. So someone told you you're allergic to something, and you find out in your adulthood that you're not actually allergic. Maybe you're a little bit healthier than you would have been otherwise. Maybe not. Who knows? Here's the interesting thing is that of medicine, right? All of the medical societies have not come together and said, this is the healthiest diet. This is the diet that humans should maintain and will lead to longevity and lead you being healthy.
Isn't that
right?
so interesting with all the data and everything we have?
And you can argue that there's politics involved. You can argue that there are, there's a lot of money behind.
Oh, yeah. Big pharma, the food industries, everything.
Yeah. There's a lot of different complex issues going on here. But worldwide, there hasn't even been like one diet that says, oh, okay, for human consumption, the Mediterranean diet should be the end-all be-all. It's the Mediterranean diet or the paleo diet or the intermittent fasting or so many different diets that are touted as being the end all be all
Mhm.
when science-wise, we don't know. So this is a mother who is probably doing her best and thinking that this is the healthiest diet. I really want to make sure that my child is a healthy individual who lives long and prospers and does very healthy things. And so she told a lie and said, hey, you're allergic to all these things. But in that, this kid, now adult, missed out on a lot of different things, didn't know the truth about themselves, had ideas that were not the truth about themselves, and now have been discovered, you've been outed, and now this person is like, wait a minute, actually, okay, kind of who am I a little bit? Like I was forced into this culture and this diet when I wasn't allowed to make my own decisions for myself.
Yeah.
So,
which you can tell OP has a hard time with. I mean, I think the birthday cake at like as a kid, especially, like there are a lot of kids now that are actually allergic to gluten and flour and all these things.
For real.
So I think like, and this is something for parents out there to consider. Like if you're having a birthday party for your kid, sometimes the parent with a kid with those eating limitations, thank you, word I was looking for, will bring a dessert. Like I think that's kind of common practice. And I think we read a Reddit story a long time ago where this was an issue and the parent was like, am I the asshole for not making strawberry cake with gluten-free whatever because my son's best friend is allergic? Or, oh my God, no, it was worse. The son didn't invite his best friend to the birthday party because he was allergic to cake.
See, that's sad.
And I mean, sad.
Come on.
And so it can be really exclusionary. And so I think, if you have kids, something to consider is like have a little gluten-free or dairy-free treat or options. Like who doesn't love options? And sometimes that stuff tastes better anyways. But for OP, it's very clear that like while other kids ate birthday cake at the birthday party, I had an apple. And I do see that a lot with like Reddit stories about parents where they are very restrictive in what their kids get. And they're worried about, diabetes or obesity and things like that that can be valid concerns for a lot of parents. But heavily restricting your kids has been shown to like cause the opposite effect. Like your kid is going to binge when they do have access to those things. Maybe, obviously that's a little bit of a blanket statement, but it can happen. And so it's like, teach it, like it's all about balance. Like you can have birthday cake if it's a balance. Like you can't have cake every meal. Just like, we watched, or we were talking about the McDonald's Super Size Me. And Justin was like scarred from that, which we did stop at McDonald's today and he ate a McDonald's French fry for the first time in 20 years.
What? What made him do that?
Me.
He had a 3-year streak.
They were really good French fries.
I bet.
We took a little bit of a 3-hour drive today. Yeah. So really funny. But we were talking about this and like Super Size Me really scarred him. And fries is like, that's as far as he'll ever go. And he literally had like 3 fries. I'm being dramatic. But, obviously if it's balance. Like, you're going to stop at the drive-thru and get your kids a Happy Meal when you're running late and life is crazy. But you're not going Super Size Me. You're not having McDonald's for every meal, every day for 30 days. It's about balance.
Yes, it's about balance, but a little bit is about honesty also and like being free to say, hey, this is our belief system. This is what we believe. We believe that the healthiest foods are not legumes, wheat, what else was on that list.
Yeah.
And to lead a healthy lifestyle, this is what we're going to do. And you can absolutely do that with your child. And then when they grow up, they get to make their own decisions because they are their own people. They're not mini me's. They're not mini you's. They are their own people who get to grow up and make decisions for themselves. So I that's what I have issue with.
The lying,
the medical twisting, saying you have an allergy when you don't actually have an allergy. I mean, an allergy is like a rash, anaphylaxis. It's not like, oh, I got an upset tummy.
Yeah, well, and that's the part that like really makes this whole story kind of give Munchausen by proxy vibes, because of the fact that the mom made this such a dire medical issue to the point where she basically said, like, you need this EpiPen. You need to carry this EpiPen on you at all times. And what if, like, OP actually would have used this EpiPen? Granted, it would have been fine. Like, she would have lived. But at the same time where it's like, like, why do that to your kid? And,
right.
like, in all, you know, what you're saying about honesty and transparency, OP does respond to the top comment, and her response kind of talks about that. But the top comment on this one is, not the asshole. You spent your entire life thinking that you could easily die because your mom wanted you on a special diet?
Right.
Allergies are incredibly serious, and while you can grow out of them, to be lied to is unnecessary. What your mom did was manipulative and poor parenting. She easily could have had you on a diet like that without lying and making you fear for your life. And so OP responds and goes, that's what I was thinking. I was a good, respectful kid. I followed her directions. Why did it take a lie to get me to eat the way I thought I should? I'll probably keep eating this way for the most part anyways, but knowing a strawberry milkshake won't kill me is a huge relief.
Yeah.
Like, we kind of talked about this on the last episode in regards to like a certain person that lives somewhere north, and where it's like this fine line of like, do you lie to your kids to get them to do things, or like, do you always have a very open and transparent, honest relationship with your kids? Because in the long run, that's going to pay off way more. And you're going to have like more trust. Like, I saw something, especially in regards to like high school misbehaviors and like teen drinking or like having sex in high school. The more open and like respectful you are like with your child, the more likely they are to tell you those things or reach out to you in times of need when, hey,
if
Mom,
they have questions, yes.
or they need help. Like where it's like, Mom, Dad, I made this decision and I went to this high school party and people are drinking and I'm uncomfortable. Can you please come get me? If your kid is scared of you, they're not going to call you. So yeah, you don't want to like encourage those things and like binge drinking in high school and going behind your back, but like maintaining a really good, healthy relationship of respect and open communication with your kid, you're going to get better results.
It's okay to have those discussions of like, hey, here's the repercussions that could possibly happen if you choose A, B, C, or D. And in my experience, that's been really, really, really hard. Or maybe I haven't had those experiences because I've really avoided A, B, C, and D. And so I really encourage that for you. If you ever find yourself in this situation, I am your safety net. I am who you can call. And here's our code word. Here's our code phrase. If you ever say that, I don't know, I'm really feeling for some pineapple tonight. Whatever.
That's a good one.
I know. Pineapple. I don't know.
No, that's very discreet because Lauren and mine, our code word is hippopotamus. And it's really hard to work that into a sentence.
Yes. You gotta think of something like obscure, but kind of still relevant.
That's a really good one.
I don't know. You come up with something together where like you've got this code sentence where, okay, yep, because people can hear that other person on the other line as well, right? Like if you say that, then I will come and get you and I will say no to whatever you're asking for because you feel unsafe or not, in a good situation, and I'll be your safety net and come and get you and pick you up.
Yeah.
So I'm not there yet with my kids, so this is all very hypothetical.
Yeah, you got 9 years, give or take.
Right. Oh,
it's going to fly, though.
It's going to fly.
She's already turning 6.
Morgan, why do you have to bring that up?
Isn't that crazy?
No,
but this is so wild. Like Justin was creeping on my Instagram today as we were like driving, and he goes, "Oh my God, is this Eloise in this picture?" And I go, "Yeah." Isn't that nuts?
She was tiny.
He's like, "She was born in 2017?"
Yes.
I'm like, "Uh-huh. Time flies."
Yeah.
Time flies.
So if you haven't come up with a safety plan with your kids, come up with a code word safety plan and tell them that you are going to be their safety net. And no matter what, you won't ask questions. If they need you, you will be there.
Yeah. Your friends too.
Your friends too. That's a great idea
too. Anyone close and trusted in your life. Like, I think it's good to have a couple of these.
Think about who your safety net should be.
Yeah.
And if you don't feel comfortable saying, hey, come pick me up, you don't feel comfortable texting, hey, come pick me up, have some kind of code word, some kind of system where you've got somebody who's going to have your back and come and make sure that you're safe.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
I love that.